Hey there, YouTube.
Hey guys.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Tyler.
And welcome to Game Brick Studios. And today we are going to be diving into the deep mysteries of WandaVision. We are going to be theorizing about what we think the plot of the show is going to be, and basically kind of like sort of theorize what we think is really going to happen. As a quick heads up, shout out to Fireheart 2006 for finding the first out of the 2 changes for our first challenge. He found out that we added a small Hulk Buster right here. Before it was gone, now it's here. And there is still one other change, if you guys still want a chance to get a shout out in the next video. Because no one has found it yet, and I'm pretty surprised, because it's like, we were like, oh, people are going to get this instantly, but it's surprising. And it's still going to be somewhere, it still is back here. And if you guys want a chance to have a shout out, make sure to comment down what you think the change is, and we'll shout you out in the next video if you guys are correct. But without further ado, we think we should get right into the theory. There shouldn't really be any spoilers, but in case we get some stuff correct, it could maybe ruin your experience. It's like, oh dang, now I know what's going to happen if it's correct. But so if you guys don't want any possible spoilers, then you guys can just leave and come back as soon as you watched the show, even though it's not going to be out until December or so.
For those guys who did leave, see you guys next week, I guess.
Yeah, no, not next week, next month, or not even next month, like a couple of months from now. But without further ado, let's get right into it. We're going to be speaking, okay, so here is our big plot for WandaVision. Wanda is still grieving after Infinity War, after the death of Vision in Infinity War. And basically she's kind of grieving, and she wants someone to help her and help her cope with the loss, and she kind of runs into this sort of secret organization. This secret organization sort of convinces her to create her own, instead of just dealing with Vision's death here, create her own reality where Vision is still alive and they can just live happily ever after and just kind of go on with their lives in this new reality. But during the creation of this new reality, a super being on the organization side sort of implants false memories into Wanda and maybe Vision's head, making them sort of think, oh yeah, this has been our lives forever. We've known nothing else. This is our life. And it sort of slips up sometimes where they're for example in the trailer when they're wait, this isn't right. Wait, when did we do this? And they're all confused, but then what we believe is that the super being kind of makes their mind go back to normal and sort of fixes it, so that they're oh wait, never mind, it's always been like this, and just kind of go on with their lives in this new universe, while this secret government sort of studies and tries to find the potential of Wanda's powers and maybe use it for evil.
Yes. So also, Monica Rambeau,
Daughter of Maria
Rambeau.
From Captain Marvel.
Yes, she probably thinks that Wanda is Captain Marvel because she can fly, she can shoot stuff out of her hands, and she also thinks because after the incidents at Lagos?
Yeah, Lagos. On the news, she most likely was oh wait, that's gotta be her.
Yes. And so, Sword.
Yes, Sword, the new implement.
The new implement of S.H.I.E.L.D. helped her get into that reality. And since that artificial government is trying to study Wanda, they try to get her out of there as fast as possible. So when they pull her out, as she's going through the world, she obtains powers of Captain Marvel. So she's going to be a new superhero.
Called Photon, her superhero counterpart from the comics.
Yes, and she's probably going to be a superhero, Photon, in Captain Marvel 2. But Sword, they want to kind of combat the artificial government, so they pull, probably towards the end of the show, they're going to pull Wanda and Vision out of there. But while they're doing that, they're going to tear a hole in the universe, and there's going to be a doorway to the multiverse.
Yes, and we are led to believe that this doorway is going to be the Infinity Stones of this next saga. And maybe only for Phase 4, but still, we're hoping for this entire saga. Because it's heavily going to affect many of the future movies. For example, Spider-Man 3. Jamie Foxx has confirmed that he is going to be reprising his role as Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And a lot of people are wondering, wait, how does that happen? But what we believe is that maybe the multiverse, he's gonna find his way through the multiverse to the MCU universe. that doesn't make sense because the U and MC stands for universe, whatever. And that's how he possibly becomes part of the Sinister Six for that movie. And Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is gonna heavily like explain the entire multiverse a lot for us viewers. It's really gonna help out, and like we're gonna like hopefully see a lot of these amazing characters, such as Tom Cruise playing Tony Stark, John Krasinski playing a new Captain America, and possibly even Tobey Maguire himself reprising his role as Spider-Man and making an appearance, if not a bigger role in that movie. And we're all super, super excited for this, and to see like all the levels of like damage it might even do to this whole universe, and like how much it can warp it, and possibly by the end, like kind of contain this whole thing. But that's all just gonna have to be waited for the end of 2020 and the entirety of 2021, with getting, first of all, 4 movies in next year, such as Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, Spider-Man 3, and Black Widow, along with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, possibly the end of WandaVision and Loki. And possibly even there's just so much, like, Marvel stuff coming out next year. It's probably going to be, like...
year.
Yeah, Marvel's year right here. But, I believe that's going to wrap up today's video, so...
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us in Gaming Brick Studios today. If you guys want to have a shout out in the next video...
Make sure you guys find the change.
Find the change somewhere around here. And we will shout you guys out in the next video. But,
or, if you like, if you subscribe.
Yeah, that is going to wrap up today's video. So thank you so much for joining us in Gaming Brick Studios today. Goodbye.